Hello and welcome to the Pixark video tutorials. In today's video, we will take a closer look at how to breed creatures in Pixark. The breeding itself is actually a quite simple matter. Of course, you are going to need two creatures of the same species, and they need to be male and female. Also, they need to be the same subspecies. Here we have two Rexes prepared. You need to have them close together. Next step is to enable wandering on each. You will need to press and hold E and select the enable wandering from the radial menu. Now you will need to keep on whistling U to make them stop, because normally they are, wandering around. But you need to keep them close, so just press repeatedly U to keep them together. You will have to keep on doing this until you see the mating bar on the female reach 100%, and they will lay an egg. Alternatively, you could also finish the mating by having two creatures locked in a small room where they are close to each other and will not have the option to wander away. It is important to note that if during your taming your creatures will get too far apart, the mating and therefore the breeding will reset to 0. You will have to start over. Also, not all creatures can be mated and bred. Once the egg is out, you can disable wandering on your creatures and, pick up the egg. You can see a comparison here. The normal Rex egg has a weight of 3, whereas the fertilized one has 400. Also, the fertilized Rex egg, or any fertilized egg for that matter, will have the health bar. Once you have a fertilized egg, you will need to place it somewhere with stable temperature. This means indoors. If you are trying to hatch an egg outside, you will have troubles because the temperature is changing during the day. You will need to drop the egg on the ground by hovering over it and pressing O. When you look at it, you will see if the conditions are good. If not, it will be either cold or too hot, and if you leave it like this, it will lose health and die. If it's too cold, you need to place it near a heat source, for instance a fireplace. Once you will see that the temperature condition is good, the egg will start hatching. For this egg, it will take about 15 minutes. But indoors you do not need to worry too much about the temperature changes. If you need a heat source, just make sure that it will run for the required time. Once the countdown reaches 0, the egg will be hatched. Newly hatched eggs are not owned, so you will need to claim it by imprinting it with E. It also has a wandering enabled by default, so you need to disable that, else he might, wander off. You will also need to feed the baby. For Rexes, it's meat, just like for other carnivores. Herbivores will require some berries. Be careful about feeding though. They are going to eat a lot, and if they are starving, they are quick to die. So it's better to keep your eye on them until they reach 5% of maturity, at which point they will be able to eat from the feeding trough. This is especially true because early you will be only able to place very little amount of food, but as they grow older, the amount will increase. For bigger creatures, it is best to lead the babies out of your hatchery or the houses, because once they grow up, you will have troubles getting them out. Or wait until they fully mature to turn them into pig's block. Babies of all species should be able to pass through the doors. When you look at the baby, you will see the maturing bar, which will show you how long it will take before the baby is fully grown. The baby during the maturing phase will require some actions in order to fully imprint the baby. This means you will get bonus when riding it. You will need to fulfill any actions that the baby will desire. Here it wants to go for a walk, so just set them on follow and keep them walking for a bit. Once the action is completed, you will get the imprinting progress. The amount will depend on your server setting. During this phase you just have to keep an eye on their food and also on the imprint timer. There are other actions that they might want. They might want you to hug them and also to be fed a specific food. Once you manage to get the imprinting to 100%, you should not have to do anything else. It will feed itself and you just have to wait for it to grow. Pregnant females and also babies are very vulnerable. You can't turn them into a pig's block to hide them, and the babies are unable to defend themselves at all. There is also a chance that upon hatching, you will get a twins or even a triplets. Although these chances are quite slim, still you might get a nice bunch of surprise from a single egg. Also, only one person may imprint on a creature. And that's it. Hope you've enjoyed this breeding video. Feel free to leave a comment or a like. Also, click on the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out on more Pixark videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time.